I cannot deny it anymore. I'm turning into a Russian grandma, and I don't regret a second about it. Moin moin, dear people, old, new, my friends, the friends of my friends, my relatives, and anyone in the world who found this channel and who thought that the topics I'm talking about might be interesting for them. My name is Anna of Northern Germany, my grandma of Northern Germany, and I am a survivor, a fighter, a writer, and on this channel I talk about writing because I'm an aspiring author, about books because I adore literature, especially English literature, about politics just a bit, not to ruin my mental health, and also about mental health awareness because unfortunately I had been diagnosed with chronic depression some time ago, and now I'm in a remission, but I still struggle with the several leftovers of my depression and also with anxiety disorder. And in this video I suggest grounding a bit because this channel is a mess, just like me, and I just basically pick up several things that I find interesting and I love sharing them on this channel. And this video had been planned actually a year ago because I had been thinking of turning my terrace into something, you know, something that you can contemplate while drinking your tea, while sitting. But I just moved at that point. Oh, the petals are flying. Actually, there is a cherry tree behind me, but it's already losing its petals. It's very sad. The age is very short of cherry trees, but yeah, you'll see them again in the next year and then in 25 years. I don't know, some Twin Peaks vibes in my head. Yeah, I just moved a year ago actually. I moved into my flat, and it had been a challenge to find this flat, and also I remember at that point, shortly after I moved, my laptop died, and I still was in a job search, and I found a place where I had wanted to work, but still I didn't know exactly if they were going to hire me or not, and I got help from the job center. And only now I'm making like you know, the end with this job center story, and I think I'll owe them money. It's amazing. And basically last year I was trying to arrange stuff. I was trying to get some furniture because generally flats in Germany are rented empty. I was actually quite lucky because I had a fridge, I had the kitchen stuff, like not utensils, but you know, like the cupboards, and I even got a couch. My friends hate this couch, but I think a couch is better than no couch, especially when you are just moving out from your friends and you are not extremely rich, and you are also not super good at finding, at thrifting, at, you know, flea markets. So I just decided to leave myself alone last summer. I bought this book, Let It Grow, Give It a Grow, sorry. And I had thought that I will just study, do a research on planting. But actually, you don't need to buy this book. I started reading it, and I think you can find interesting information there, but I just, yeah, I'm good in I'm not really good in nonfiction writing and reading nonfiction reading, and yeah, so I guess I couldn't motivate myself enough. And also, this book is associated with me overdoing things. And right now, I'm on my way to finding out what is enough for me. And I think what I'm going to show you in this video is basically enough for me. I don't need a huge garden. I have this small terrace, and I helped my friend in her garden when I still lived with them, and it was enormous. It was too big for me. And even my neighbor's garden, which is like in the shape of the Russian letter G, it's already too much, and she also says that it's too much for her. And yeah, I don't want to be a real Russian grandma, because the real Russian grandma dies in her garden from a heart attack, because she cannot stop, and she always has to, water, plant, dig, blah blah blah, and all this stuff, cultivate. And I don't want to do that. I just want to enjoy. I just want to harvest a bit. I also don't need much, and I also want to have flowers. If I seem agitated, my case in which there was my hardware from my old laptop is broken, and it's not too dramatic, but 4 TikToks are left behind there, and I'm trying to extract them right now. I had been trying for like an hour and a half, and I couldn't concentrate on anything else, so I can still be like mentally be there. But I think I'm just coming to terms that yesterday still worked, and I even managed to edit and publish a video, but I didn't have enough brains to extract the TikToks yesterday. Yeah, okay, so I have to refilm them. Whatever. So, the garden, I'm sitting in my kind of garden. It's a bit haphazard, and I started not with the garden, but with decorations, and with the chairs and with the table, which I had built together myself. Oh my god, they are all foldable, and they were so complicated. You cannot even imagine how difficult it was to build them up. Also, I have this toxic trait that if I start doing something, I cannot really stop unless until I'm finished, because I cannot leave this unfinished task. And it's very unhealthy for me, of course, but it is what it is. And this year I've got these cushions, and I'm extremely happy about them. I got them from Action. In the place where I live, Action is quite close by, and on the one hand it's very bad because I tend to overspend money in the Action, but at the same time you can find in the Action, you can find almost everything. I bought the pots. Those are the planted tomatoes. Today I planted tomatoes, cucumbers, replanted lettuce, also some basilicum. I also have it already. I just got these seeds, these particular seeds, like this lettuce and stuff, from my friend for Christmas. And I'm not a big fan of lettuce and stuff, but I already got it as a gift, so I had to plant it. I enjoy doing it. The only thing that I don't enjoy so far is the fact that the soil on my terrace is not particularly fertile. I have these 2 big canalization thingies, and of course it doesn't add fertility to my soil. Also, from what I know, the people who had lived here before, they were not super interested in gardening, and when I moved in, the terrace, this grass was in a very poor state, and this year I actually wanted to try to fertilize it, and I tried. I think it looks slightly better, but the thing is, I through like this fertilizer, and it's good when you do it and then immediately it rains, or after some days it rains, but rain didn't happen, unfortunately, because global warming, climate changing, and it doesn't rain that much anymore in northern Germany. Also, at that point, I didn't have a watering can. Yeah, I bought like watering cans, two of them, the small one and the big one, only a week ago or so. And I only had this carafe and or a vase. I don't know what to call it better. And of course, it's not suitable for watering even this small patch of earth. So I don't think my fertilizer helped a lot. I'll have to redo it. But dandelions and other small flowers, I think they liked it a lot. I think I will be showing what I've got in my small garden, and I have some decorations. I have these animals, these two birds and a frog, who are spying on the neighbors. I think they are adorable. They are also from Action, of course they are. And today, as I had already said, I planted tomatoes and cucumbers. At this point, I really don't know where is what. And unfortunately, I will have to find more pots, buy more pots and more soil, because I'm so tired of carrying the soil. This is the only thing that I don't enjoy in the gardening thing, because I have to carry soil. I don't know how many kilograms I have already carried, and yeah, it's annoying. I don't have a car. Whatever. These pots, I like them a lot. The only that they don't really have holes, and many pots in the Action, they're very pretty, but they don't have holes in them. And I hope that it's not too dramatic, because they're thin, these pots, but of course it would be much better when they had holes in them, because the soil needs this drain, because otherwise it will be flooded. And unfortunately, some plant from last year, because last year I already started planting a bit, and here I have two things from the last year. One is mint, which I stole from my friends. I didn't steal. They allowed that. I don't know why I said that. And it kind of dried out, but now it is resurrecting. So I have a bit of mint, and I hope I'll take some tea soon with this mint. And I also have lavender. It doesn't look super happy right now, but I have hopes that it will revive. I will just need to cut a bit more dry branches, not branches. Actually, many things I buy in Aldi. I bought this lavender, like 3 pots of lavender in Aldi. They were extremely cheap. And also fuchsias. I will also show fuchsias. They are called fuchsias. I don't know what they are called in English. Those I also bought in Aldi, and yeah, I posted it on Instagram. And yeah, I think buying plants is also an addiction. Some people buy clothes, some people buy books. This I also do, but I have to restrict myself, and buying plants is also my addiction. I had wanted only like strawberries were the plants that I had wanted the most, and I had planted a strawberry last year. I also dug out one strawberry from my friend's garden, and it happened that my friends have a lot of strawberries, because at some point, I remember it was the day when I was transferred from one asylum place to another, and I went to the foreign office, and they wanted to send me to a camp, although I had an address I had a place to live, where to live with my friends, and they would not give me to those people anyway. But yeah, it was a bit of stress. And I remember when I came back, I was dying. But then we went to the garden center with my friend, and she said, "You can choose any strawberry that you want." And I replanted the strawberry bed for my friends. That was quite a job to do. My friend, the husband of my other friend, had to rebuild the bed, and he had really hoped that he wouldn't have to do it ever again, because he likes sitting in the garden and eating in the garden, but gardening is not exactly his thing. I brought the strawberry, and two strawberries stand behind me, but unfortunately the strawberry died, the one that I planted last year, because it was a wrong pot. Definitely it was a thick border. It was a thick rime pot, and also I'm burning. It's hot. Why is it so hot? It's only the 3rd of May. Oh, the pot was wrong. It also didn't have holes, and I also didn't cover this strawberry in winter, and everybody had told me that it will resurrect in spring, but worms found their way into my strawberry, and I don't know, I'm not a garden specialist. Maybe I should have read this book, but I believe that strawberries or any plant, if there are worms in the root system, you cannot really do anything about it. So I had to throw these away, and I had to buy the 2 new ones, and I promise to take care of them. Solemnly, I promise that I will take care of them and they will not die. I really hope that I won't get a headache after filming this, because I have light sun fear, and you can see that I look as if I despise you, but no, it's just painful for me to look at the light. And also the sun is moving. Oh my god, I'm dying. Sorry. So I wanted strawberries, I wanted mint, I wanted to try tomatoes and cucumbers, but I didn't want that many. I will show you, like, I had planted them in like small pots that were left over of the plants that I had bought, and also in the egg tray. And it always happens to me this way with my friend. We had also filmed why we had also planted those, and it's always too much, and you always think like, okay, maybe some of them won't survive, but if all of them survive, you've got a problem. But I think I will be giving them away. I already talked to my friend. She said that she will be happy to take some if I have them, and I am planning to say that when she comes to visit me, she can take as many as she wants. Another thing that I had wanted were flowers. My neighbor has many more flowers than me, and they are also full in blossom, but she had bought potted plants from what I know, and I think you can do that when you have a car and you can drive to the garden center and you can pick several and then just bring them home and plant them. And when you have a car, generally everything is easier. But yeah, also the garden center is on the other side of my town. Last time when I went there, on the way back, I missed the bus and I had to walk. That was fun. No. Because usually I buy something, and I was carrying these 2 strawberries and 2 watering cans. My life is a meme. It was also a bit more curious for me to plant things like from the scratch, and I wanted to plant flowers, and I went to Lidl and also to Butni. If you live in Germany, you know Butnikowski is more like of a, it's more represented in the north, Deutschmarkt more in the south, towards Berlin and to the south, blah blah. And Rossmann is also like this drugstore kind of, but with various things, cosmetics and other things. And they all started to sell seeds in March. And I just went to Lidl and I grabbed like all random flowers. I'm not even sure what they are called. And I already I don't have like these packages anymore. Mainly I picked by color. I know that there should be some purple ones, some light blue ones, and also a mixture of like, you know, something taller slightly. So I hope my pots are going to suffice. The first pot started to blossom, I think, a week ago, and the others were a bit shy. And I even started thinking that it's not going to work out, because yeah, these ones, the ones that are hanging, they at least have holes, or at least one hole in them. It's already good. But I thought maybe it's like the light conditions, or maybe they don't enjoy being hanged. I don't know. It sounds horrible. Oh my god, enjoy being hanged. Who would? It it's suddenly turned very hot in the past days, and I think the flowers, unlike me, enjoy it very much, and now they start to growing. And I think this is the beauty of gardening. Waking up in the morning, and even before starting doing anything or going to work, I rush outside to check out how many already, you know, started to show themselves to from under the soil. And it's just wonderful. It's one of the things that I really love about gardening. And if you had asked me even like 5, 6 years ago about gardening, I would have said that it's such a waste of time, and it's much easier just to buy things in the shop. And it's easier indeed. And gardening is not for everyone. But when I did my volunteering, I did volunteering in France. And the main job in my volunteering center was to build these hideous stone walls, or to demolish them and to rebuild them again. And I don't know, yeah, I cannot say I enjoyed it. Sometimes I did, but no. And also we had a garden in the house, and it was a huge garden. And of course, you had a choice to work at the walls with a perverted man of 60 plus, probably, who had thought that he was still hot, and he wanted to hang out with young girls. Or you could just do gardening with a gardening fairy. And it was a hard job, especially when it was hot and there was scorching sun. But I really took liking of gardening somehow at that point. I'm trying to think, was it anything else that I had wanted to say? No, probably not, actually. Yeah, so the plan is to finish planting my tomatoes and cucumbers, to buy a bit more pots. Yesterday I bought a lot of these small pots, and I bought almost all black pots. And I think the woman next to me, she hated me. She was like, okay, we can also take light pots, like these white pots, but there were still some black pots. I don't know. I think I'm just overthinking that. I still have another hanging pot to fill with soil. I had wanted to buy another one. I have one. I had wanted to buy another one, but they were out of stock, because those are extremely good and came there, and there were only three of those yesterday, and 2 of them were broken, and there was only one that wasn't broken. I took it. Yay! And I have to buy more soil. I brought like 3 kilograms of soil yesterday. I had really hoped that it would be enough, but no. Yes, but okay, it is what it is. I am extremely happy, and I also feel very privileged to be able to plant, because a year ago, well, okay, a year and a half ago, I couldn't have imagined that I would ever find a flat, and like a flat with a terrace was like never in my dreams, because it was just, I found it like unreal. And even a balcony, I thought, oh, if only I could get a balcony. But yeah, I've got some luck. Don't get much luck in my life, but with my flat, I was lucky. Okay. I think I'm already overheated a bit. And I still have to refilm TikToks if I don't manage to extract those that I had already filmed from my hardware, and I don't believe it will happen. I hope you relaxed a bit while watching this video or while listening to me share what you are doing in your garden, and if you have a garden or a small garden or a balcony, or maybe just a windowsill garden, and if you like it or if you don't like it, why you don't like it. I understand why, but yeah, people have different reasons. And yeah, I will be wishing you love and peace from Anna of Northern Germany. I also forgot to tell, like, I have a TikTok and Instagram. Buy me a coffee if you want to support me with a small donation. I have Medium, which I write articles when I have time, and you are, of course, welcome everywhere there. And yeah, thank you for watching to the very end. Like, subscribe, and hopefully see you in the next videos, and choose.